Hey guys, what's up? What's up? In this podcast, we're going to talk about how to make 100x in stagflation. Now, you know, stagflation is something we've been talking about in the last 2 years. Well, for the very first time, Wall Street is actually coming to a realization that they were fucking wrong. And the last 2 years of bull run could be erased in as little as next 2 weeks to 4 months. Yes, you heard it right. There's no mistakes here, okay? The market can literally drop 50% over the course of next 4 months. But there is one thing you actually want to be buying calls on. And the whole Wall Street, every fund that's trading big money, every pension fund, every hedge fund, every fund is going to be buying the hell out of what? Gold. Gold is going to outperform absolutely fucking everything in the next 4 months. But the reason why is very simple. It's stagflation, guys. If you look at the charts, 1970s, what is the number one performing asset in stagflation of the 1970s? It's gold. Gold goes 10x. Oil is the next second big winner, but clearly when the economy slow down, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to be crazy bullish oil. But we also got a major stagflation case that Wall Street is beginning to finally price in, and therefore we almost got to a move expansion day today on August 29th, guys. 60 points at one point. The market bounces in the last 2 hours of the trading session. That's been the behavioral pattern over the course of the last few trading sessions. But guess what? Right before the close, that's how you know things are really about to get shaky. I mean, some of these NASDAQ puts, depending on the strike, they go ballistic. They go 15x within 15 minutes. So the market is concerned about stagflation. That basically means, okay, that economy is slow, and at the same time, the inflation is rocketing higher. And we finally reached a moment in the market structure where it is absolutely apparent to everyone that nobody is fucking buying. And today was the first valid statistical proof of that. We finally hit the levels that we were actually targeting yesterday, guys. So I had a trader that asked me yesterday, well, Leo, why are we buying puts when the market is going higher? Well, what the fuck else are you going to do when the market is hitting all-time highs under the case of stagflation? You don't buy the market here. So we get a little bit of selling beginning today on August 29th, and I would argue that that selling is not going to stop for at least a month to 6 months, that is. So we finally reached a moment where just a few sellers were able to bring the indexes lower to the point where we almost got a move expansion. For those of you that are new, move expansion is when index on the S&P finally drops in to a magnitude beyond 60 points. So we were almost there today. And that gives us a high probability outcome that next week, absolutely, we got an elevated probability of a move expansion, with the exception of one thing, that the move expansion to the downside may not be just 70 points or 80 points. It may be to the magnitude of 400 points in 2 trading sessions. That's 200 points, consecutively lower. The market is not pricing that, guys. It's not fucking pricing it. So those of you that are wondering, well, what the fuck are you doing shorting the market at all-time highs under stagflation? Well, they got their answer today. Well, it's because the market is going to fucking drop. That's why we're buying puts at all-time highs, because the market's got a super elevated probability of a major fucking drop here. Now, when it comes to the drops could be slow, but they could be an elevator down. And in this particular instance, we're talking a rocket fucking being shot down, that is absolutely collapsing downward. So that's the type of market that we're in right now. You just saw just a glimpse today, August 29th, Friday, which, guys, I'm like, I had 3 traders that missed $1 million payday today because options were priced so inadequately in certain components of the market, such as gold calls. I mean, gold calls went in certain strikes literally from 50 fucking cents up to $13. Okay, you guys do the math, but you got to be trading the right instruments. Okay, so for those of you that are like, well, but I'll just buy calls and gold stocks, or like, okay, those are going to go up, but they're not. You're not going to catch the same type of trade as we do when we're trading options on gold futures. So if you take a look, I want to really bring your attention, guys, right now to the gold chart. So gold is the thing that everybody's going to be fucking buying next week. And there's a couple of reasons for that. The main reason is stagflation. Okay, they may be telling you a bunch of crap on the news and media channels, but guess what? Fund managers are buying the fuck out of gold because they understand it's stagflation. And don't listen to how they're buying tech. It's the AI fucking revolution. Oh, okay. Well, how do you explain the fact that Meta is down? You got a lot of technology stocks that are down. Nvidia is down. Every renowned technology play is down today, but gold is up. There was a point in the day where gold was up 50 points. I mean, it finished up like 40, but what I'm here to tell you is gold could be going up next week by as much as 100, 200 points. That put golds at all-time highs. So if you look at the chart of gold, okay, if you go to stock charts, type in $GOLD. We're talking about gold futures here. Okay, and yeah, sure, the market is closed for trading in the United States, but hey, the rest of the world is open for trading, and guess what they're going to be doing? They're going to be dumping United States bonds, and they're going to be putting that money into where? Fucking gold. Damn right. So what I'm saying is gold is the fucking absolute trade going forward from here. It's about to bust out to all-time highs, and not often do you hear me telling you to buy the fuck out of calls on anything. But this is this moment. Buy the fuck out of gold calls. Not gold stocks, not GDX, not GLD, okay? Buy the hell out of /GC, or depending on which platform you're trading, GC. If you type that in and select futures, options, okay, you're going to be able to trade that with options. Not futures. We trade options on futures here at 30 Market Moves. So, with that said, guys, gold could absolutely bust the fuck out next week, the week after, okay? And the one thing that's going to be collapsing is bonds. So, for those of you that already forgot what the market was like in March, April this year, there was a big concern about bond market failing. And that concern is going to be renewed. So if you look at the moment gold actually breaks out to all-time highs earlier this year, it is the moment when the market expresses concern about what? Bonds. So they dump bonds, they buy gold. And I think that trade is going to be revived to a level that you have never ever seen before in your entire lifetime. As a matter of fact, that trade could be revived to a moment that nobody has seen in the entire financial markets history. So, could gold hit 5,000 like by December, January? I think that there is a case for it. So, but we're focusing on trade next couple of weeks. So, guys, 3,600 gold wouldn't shock me. 3,700 gold next week or next 2 weeks wouldn't shock me. Okay? But just like with the Dell trade that I explained, okay, just because our target on Dell, which by the way was hit today, if you missed the Dell trade, you can go, I recorded a small little announcement about it a couple of days ago before the earnings report, and I said, look, our target base of the chart is 120. The stock is at 134. It's going to drop. You don't want to buy 120 puts. Why? Because that your your strike price should never coincide with your target price. And the same thing with gold calls. You don't want to be buying, okay, just because I'm telling you, oh, gold is about to bust out to 3,600, 3,700. You don't go and buy 3,700 strike gold calls, okay? What you do is you want to buy a strike below your target price. So in this case, 35.50, 35.60, 35.70, 35.80, 35.90. Anything under 3,600, okay, gets you paid if your target is 3,600 or above. Guys, gold is about to absolutely fucking explode because, these funds, they have to buy something. So, and there is an overwhelming evidence that, today was a preview of what the bond market is going to be doing next week. So they're going to be dumping bonds. And where are they going to put that money in? They're going to be fucking buying the hell out of gold. And that trend, considering that gold has been trying to break out like 5 or 6 times above this current level, and we reached that level within just a few points today, there is an overwhelming probability. This is not your second attempt or your third attempt or your fourth attempt, right? One of the worst trades I've ever had in my lifetime was shorting Tesla on a fourth attempt to break out back then. I mean, and of course, Tesla stock has split multiple times since then. But back then, I'm talking about pre any stock split on Tesla. It was like, 250 to 300, 250 to 300, finally gets to 350, 400, and it breaks the fuck out and runs. Now, speaking of Tesla today, it's a fucking short, and we got a huge short position on Tesla. But talking about the chart of gold looks identical, very similar formation on a chart of gold to that of Tesla before Tesla had its magnificent run to the upside. And you heard me say this many times before, as a trader, in more than 70 or 80% of instances, when the whole world is watching for a breakout higher, you want to take the opposite stance because most of the possible breakouts, they will fail initially. But I'm telling you that based off everything that I know with hard-earned trading experience, I'm here to tell you guys that gold could break out to a level that nobody has even pictured this week, and it could be happening next week and next 2 weeks. So I just gave you the time frame of where the transition and the breakout could be happening. I've just explained you why this trade's got such a phenomenal fucking probability of happening. This stagflation, all the big funds, they're trying to figure out where to put their money in. And the only trade that's going to actually have consensus across the board is going to be gold. They're going to be buying the fuck out of gold. So that's what the big money is going to be doing. I'm not sure what you're going to be doing. I'm here to tell you or give you an idea what you should probably be doing. And I'm here to also tell you that we bought a shitload of gold calls today and a shitload of gold calls for next week and next 2 weeks out in the approximation of this potential breakout that could begin as early as Sunday night, 6 p.m. EST, Monday, when the markets are going to be closed, and you're going to be thinking, well, how are they trading gold? Well, it's because you're still on fucking Robinhood, damn it. Or for worse of that case, you're still on Webull. And you don't know how the fuck to trade gold futures. And there's a chance that you're going to miss out one of the easiest fucking trades of 2025. So a lot of shorts will be covering their positions. Okay? That also gives a higher probability of something running up within a very short amount of time to the upside. Okay? Now, most of the people, they'll be like, oh, I'm just going to go safe. As a matter of fact, I have a new trader he's got to be the safest fucking trader in the world. Like, I'm telling you, hey, by today's expiration, he's like, Leo, I bought 1 month expiration on gold. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing that for? Like, okay, understand that, in the next month, gold can fucking rocket to the moon and pull back. And by the time that 1 month expiration comes, and when you take into consideration the options premiums, you could be not making anything. So it's not the 1 month or the 2 month or the 1 year expiration when it comes to trading actual directional options that makes you money, guys. And fucking understanding what is that moment that something's got an elevated probability of making a move that is not yet priced in. That's your formula for putting together a 10, 20, 30x plus trade. That's it. You got to figure out a moment in the market that is not yet priced in, but everybody else. Hopefully, you're not just talking fundamentals, just like I just explained to you the case of stagflation, but you're also going back, referring to the chart, multiple time frame charts, looking at, daily, weekly, fucking monthly, 5-year chart, 10-year chart, and you're looking at it and you're trying to, not just making a decision based on one time frame chart, but you're looking at 20, 30 different chart time frames to establish a technical probability based off the charts of what something is about to do next. And so when all the stars align, you put a huge fucking position. You don't go like, oh man, well, I don't know. Let me buy a couple of contracts. Let me just see how it works out. And if that works out, well, let me see if I can buy some more. No, that's not that shit is not trading. Okay. When all stars align, you go fucking big. Warren Buffett fucking told you that. He told, like, I don't know why, but people just don't fucking listen to Warren Buffett. He told you the success of Berkshire Hathaway is due to me putting some big ass positions, okay, on a few occasions into some companies that ran exponentially. Okay, he says how he lost a bunch of fucking money on a lot of trades, on a lot of investment ideas, that is. But it's only just a handful of times where he dared to go fucking big that got Warren and Berkshire to the conglomerate that's known to the world today. So, and it's the same principle. When all stars align, you go fucking big. You don't sit there, oh my God, should I take, 2 contracts or 4 or fucking, no. Buy fucking 100 contracts, 200 contracts, 1,000 fucking contracts, which most of you would probably have to call your broker because they wouldn't allow you to buy that many, because most of the time you fucking trade 2 contracts and you think that's a big fucking position. And some of you want to make millions in the market. How the fuck do you think you're going to make millions? Okay? If you're trading 2 fucking contracts. So the point is this, the moments where you just gotta, you gotta go with all your experience in the market. You gotta go with all your intuition in the market. You gotta go with all your technical analysis of the market. We gotta go with the move sequence. Okay, and I'm telling you, with a 99.999% probability that gold is going to break the fuck out to the moon. And you got to get in before the options, before they go fucking ballistic. So, short bonds, buy gold, and if you really want to know what stagflation equates to, that means you buy gold for sure. You're short the fuck out of bonds because nobody wants to hold bonds when inflation is rocketing out. And that's exactly what's going to happen if, Federal Reserve is going to cut rates into a 3.3% GDP. Okay. They ignored it yesterday, but they're fucking with the program today. The whole Wall Street is with the program today. They're like, oh my God, what the Fed really going to cut rates in a fucking stagflation? Holy shit. We're buying gold. That's what. Why do you think gold is up today? Why do you think it's... Listen, gold is going to break the fuck out. Bonds are going to collapse. And the situation is going to be dire because all the indices are trading at all-time highs and everybody's going to be fucking dumping them ahead of the next Federal Reserve meeting, which is the 16th and the 17th of September. So my prediction would be between now, and I'm recording this on August 29th, and September 20th, the market could be down by as much as fucking 15% from current levels. And post Fed decision announcement, I mean, the market could be down even 20%. But what I'm saying is in the next 4 months, the market could be down by as much as 50%, which all of you that are listening to this, that be mesmerized by this continuous bull run. By the way, the bull run is not just over the course of last 5 months. The bull run's been happening since 2008. So we're talking about 17 years of a fucking bull run, and some of you skeptics out there are just so brainwashed, you don't even know what a bear market looks like. Well, you're about to find out. So what do you do in stagflation? Okay, you short everything besides gold, okay, and possibly oil, because historically speaking, but there were some other conditions in the 70s for oil. United States wasn't manufacturing as much oil as it does now. So there was a shortage of oil, and when the political tensions and the embargo of oil going to the United States took place, of course, oil prices rocketed. I'm not saying oil is going to do that this time, but oil is something that could initially bounce here and then drop. So one of the most lucrative trade not only is going to be in gold, but it's also going to be in oil, because so many people got short oil, including myself, that I think we're going to get first a brutal fucking bounce in oil that's going to be followed by a brutal sell-off in oil, because you cannot cancel the supply from OPEC. You cannot cancel the slower economy in the United States. You cannot cancel any of these things out. And so the market ultimately is going to arrive at probably a $30, $40 oil. But historically, if we're to look at stagflation, the number one thing you buy is gold. The second thing you buy is oil. So temporarily, if Wall Street really goes and dumps all the fucking shit they've been accumulating at all-time highs as far as the stock's concerned, then the only two alternatives for them, they're not buying bonds. What are they going to buy? Gold, oil. All right, that's it. There you have it. Now, for those of you that are crypto oriented, I'm going to tell you that right now is probably the most pivotal, critical moment in the times of crypto history, because let me just elaborate. Maybe I should even record like a separate podcast on this, but let me just mention a few things right now. Historically, gold and Bitcoin, they go in the opposite directions. But the general consensus, right? Oh, well, if bond market is collapsing, what do you buy? You buy gold, and what else do you buy? You buy Bitcoin. But for a prolonged amount of time, Bitcoin is also correlated to NASDAQ. So today, if you look up, well, what did NASDAQ do? NASDAQ dropped over 300 points. What did Bitcoin do? It dropped over 3%. So there is a positive correlation today between NASDAQ and Bitcoin, not between gold and Bitcoin. So considering how much gold has advanced higher today, you could argue, well, if Bitcoin is so much correlated to gold, shouldn't Bitcoin be up today? Oh, the shit is just dog shit. It keeps dropping. So based off most recent correlation, which is today, based off, most recent correlation over the last week, we could argue that Bitcoin and gold have negative correlation, which means they go in the opposite direction. Now, based off the course of the last 12 months, however, if you examine the correlation, then Bitcoin and gold do have on occasion a positive correlation. So where am I going with this? Guys, I'm telling you that just as people are getting real soft on Bitcoin, and someone like myself actually made a recent prediction that Bitcoin could drop to a level of 73,521. And the way I arrived at that figure was looking at the average cost of MSTR Bitcoin costs over the last however many years, 5 years, 6 years. I would say that Bitcoin could easily drop to a level of 73,521. But I would say that, a sailor would come in and try to buy some Bitcoin at that moment. There is an argument made here that if the correlation between NASDAQ and Bitcoin is going to be positive over the course of next 2 weeks, then Bitcoin is definitely going to drop by a great magnitude. Now, also what could be true is the correlation between Bitcoin and gold could be renewed. And in that case, at the very least moment when everybody expects Bitcoin to go higher, because so many people's been expecting it to go higher and higher, and it just failed and failed and failed and failed and fucking failed ever since it reached the 125K level. At the time I'm recording, we're at 108. But what I'm saying is this. It's been a great short trade for us on both Ethereum and Bitcoin. But the point here is, if the correlation between gold and Bitcoin is going to be renewed in a positive type correlation, that we could have a huge move in Bitcoin to the upside at the moment, just when everyone is about to give up on Bitcoin because nobody's buying the fucking dip. So, this is probably one trade on my mind today on August 29th, trying to figure out what will be the true correlation. Is Bitcoin going to have a positive correlation with NASDAQ, which is absolutely going to drop over the course of the next 2 weeks? Or is Bitcoin going to have a positive correlation with gold, which is absolutely going to rock to the fucking moon? And this is the grand question that could be 100x trade, because there are no historic precedences. Like, we cannot go back to 1970s to see, well, how was Bitcoin doing during stagflation? We don't have any statistical evidence of that. So there is a huge trade that is brewing at the moment, guys. And I'll tell you how you land this trade. You land this 100xer by trading with a 13 market moves coach. Because, guys, honestly, I don't have the time every fucking day to record the videos. I'm recording some of these podcasts and videos now because I know how critical this moment is, and I want to be able to communicate that to you. But once this shit falls off the cliff next week, man, I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to record any messages, any memos, anything about what the market is doing. So you want to put together a 100x trade for the first time in your life. You sign up, you get in touch here with us at 13 Market Moves, okay? You get in touch with the coach, you sign up, okay? And just come in, leave everything you know about trading behind you. And you come in and you embrace the program, and you could be one of the next few guys that are going to hit million, 2, 5, 10 million plus over the course of, listen to this, next 2 weeks. And this is not some bullshit, okay? Because the big money is made on the move expansion. And the move expansion from bullish to bearish happens over a course of a very short time frame. If you catch it at the exact fucking moment, you have a real chance of putting the 100x trade. Now, if you miss it, and when it's apparent to everybody, oh, the market is dropping, gold goes higher, and you come in and you put on your trades based on that, motherfucker, it's too late. There's no way you're going to make 100x. There's no way you're going to make 100x on Bitcoin on options over the next 2 weeks if you cannot capture that moment when the correlation switches from what is observed possibly today, or it is confirmed that it's going to go even deeper in the direction where it's going now. So to nail that moment, that's what a 13 Market Moves coach is for, okay? So, guys, embrace the program. Stop fucking around. About to go. and learn this 100x trade myself. And I wish more people join me in it. So fucking sign up today. Let's roll. 13 market moves.